Hello again! Welcome back to the channel. When my wife told me that she was gonna source fabric for her fashion business from Divisoria, a huge market filled with wholesalers and retailers that carry a diverse selection of products here in Manila, I jumped at the opportunity to do some street photography with my trusty Sony A6000 and the 35mm OSS Lens. A combination that's discreet and powerful at the same time that you wouldn't think of bringing any other camera gear. If you see how small and how tight these spaces are, try bringing something more professional and combine it with a bulky lens and you might attract some unwanted attention. If you are a foreign national and you want to stay low-key, I suggest to bring the most discreet gear you have. The benefit of being half Filipino, I guess, is that I give the impression that I'm not a tourist. This is me carrying a 2-bag combination of a backpack from Thailand for all the fabric that my wife bought, and my TENBA DNA9 messenger bag for my camera, wallet, and phone. Link in the description for a full review of my TENBA camera bag. The thing I love about street photography here in the Philippines is that your shots can be as gritty and as raw as you want it to be. For both aspiring and professional photographers, I think it's important to see beauty everywhere you go and capture those raw moments. All photos were brought into Lightroom on the iPad, and I would like to show you the settings I used on my camera and how I edited everything. When I edit, I like to keep my workflow simple by starting with an existing color grading style and start tweaking from there. Under light, I increase the exposure to make the image brighter. Then decrease the highlights to add more background detail. Increasing the shadows gives it a subtle HDR look. Increasing clarity under effects gives it even more detail and sharpness, while decreasing clarity gives the image a glow effect. Film noise on Lightroom can be added by adjusting grain. Move the vignette slider to the left for darker corners. This allows the eyes of the viewer to focus more on the center of the image. I added a cooler tone to the image by moving the temp slider a bit closer to the blue side. A subtle greenish tint was added by adjusting the tint slider. Lessen vibrance and saturation to have a bit of a muted effect. I checked exposure again to make sure it matches my modified color grading. Then I adjusted contrast a bit. Added a bit of texture for finishing touches. And that's the final image. Do we have the same workflow? Are there any other Lightroom techniques that you'd like to share? Comment down below. When I posted the album on Facebook, I got a lot of comments from random colleagues and friends thinking that it was shot on film. I guess that's one of the benefits of using such an old camera as the Sony A6000. That it has this certain kind of texture that you can't find on modern Sony cameras. The lack of film simulations built in allows you to explore your creativity further in post. And editing each photo makes me relive each moment. If you find this video useful so far and you like this style of video, please don't forget to like and subscribe as it helps out this channel a lot. Now, do I recommend Sony A6000 in 2023? Definitely, if I were just to base it on the quality of photos it can take. But sure, it has its limitations when it comes to video. For this video specifically, I had to record each part in separate sessions so that the camera won't overheat, but it still did. I think if you're just getting into photography and you don't want to spend too much, this is a good first camera. Because of its APS-C sensor and E-mount, you can upgrade to better lenses like the 35mm I used. It's the perfect lens for portraits, travel, and product photography because it mimics how you see the world. On full frame, the equivalent of 35mm is 50mm. You can also try using the Sigma 16mm f1.4 lens that I normally use for travel, for landscape photography, and most especially YouTube videos. Because it gives you this very wide field of view. And it's actually perfect for product photography, product reviews, and flat lays. Will I consider switching to something more modern and still relatively affordable like the Sony ZV-E10? Maybe someday, but I don't think I've maximized what this 5-year-old camera can do. Well, technically, if you consider the year it was launched, the Sony A6000 is 9 years old. So to wrap things up, if you're looking for a place in Metro Manila that can be the backdrop for this genre of photography that we love so much, I highly recommend Divisoria. If you're afraid of pickpockets, don't worry because security guards are all over the place. Just be careful to not stand out too much and try to blend in if that's possible. That's it! Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to making more photography related content because this is something that I've been passionate about for almost 2 decades now. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye!